Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tim Dillon Show. Everybody's up in arms over Tylenol. If you want to take it, take it. It's just a recommendation from RFK and Dr. Kennedy and our president. And if you don't, my mother took a lot of Sudafed. My mother was addicted, God love her, to over-the-counter pharmaceuticals. And one of the things in our country that we don't realize is that you can be addicted to over-the-counter pharmaceuticals, truly. My mother also liked Percocet and Vicodin and things that were behind the glass. But it was also a lot of over-the-counter pharmaceuticals that mother got into. Sudafed at one time was just kind of an over-the-counter, grab-and-go, pep in her step, put a little pep in her step. A lot of people say Trump likes it too. But RFK has now come out and said people are autistic because mothers, when they are pregnant, take Tylenol, which makes the children autistic. Let's listen to this is RFK Jr., the head of the MAHA movement, the Make America Healthy Again movement, talking about the dangers, hidden dangers in taking Tylenol. And here's the way I feel about it, folks. I think you got to do what you want to do out there. I'm a big fan of personal responsibility. If your kid comes out autistic and it's a genius, well, then you did the right thing. If it's one of them where it's, and we all know, not all of them are. If your kid's a little Rain Man, he can count all the marbles on the floor quickly. It's a fun party trick. Everyone likes it. He's a little quiet, a little off to himself. Fine. But I have friends, and they had kids late in life, and their children, God, it's like something out of Lord of the Rings. I'm sorry. It is something out of Lord of the Rings. It's like an orc. It's just like, and I don't want that. Nobody wants that. So if you take a lot of Tylenol and your kid comes in and it's making the sounds that usually get made during the Battle of Helm's Deep, then I don't want it in my home, and I will call it it. So Dr. Kennedy here, he's the guy. He's Tylenol. If you take Tylenol while you're pregnant, your child will come out. It will not be able to wipe itself. It will not be able to speak. It will not be able to go on a date. It will not be able to eat a pizza. It will not be able to do anything. It'll scream like an orc from the Battle of Helm's Deep, Lord of the Rings, where the orcs came from hell and they flew and they screamed loud. Dr. Kennedy. Is he a doctor? Maybe not. Who cares? Dr. Kennedy.
Important findings from our autism work that are vital for parents to know as they make these decisions.
Correct.
First, HHS will act on acetaminophen. The FDA is responding to clinical and laboratory studies that suggest a potential association between acetaminophen use during pregnancy and adverse neurodevelopmental outcomes, including later diagnosis for ADHD and autism. Scientists have proposed biological mechanisms linking prenatal acetaminophen exposure to altered brain development. We have also evaluated the contrary studies that show no association. Today, the FDA will issue a physician's notice about the risk of acetaminophen during pregnancy and begin the process to initiate a safety label change.
Yeah, that's all it is. Folks, it's a fake controversy. It's fake. You don't have to. You want to take it? Take it. You want to eat it? Eat it. Eat it if you want it. Who gives a fuck? By the way, you want to drink when you're pregnant? Drink. I have friends with fetal alcohol syndrome. They have small heads and sunken in eyes, but they've got heart. No, they have heart. I have friends whose mother couldn't get off the bottle for the first 4 to 5 because she didn't know she was pregnant. I think it's because she couldn't go through Christmas without a couple of pops to get warm and toasty. But you know what? I have friends with fetal alcohol syndrome with sunken in eyes and beady little eyes that are sunken deep in their skull, and they're tiny and they haven't grown and they're kind of malnourished and gremlin-like, and they have heart. They have heart. It doesn't matter. Smoke, Tylenol, low birth weight. Listen, it all comes out in the wash. That's what it really is. When you have a kid, it all comes out in the wash. So it doesn't really matter what you do. I have friends. I know people, they've done everything for their child. Everything. I mean, the right school, the right little baby Einstein, that thing. You know, I wish you could bet. For example, wouldn't it be great if Kalshi, the world's greatest betting website, you were able to bet on if they were going, if the manufacturer of Tylenol would sue Trump, because a lot of people are speculating that they will. On Kalshi.com, you might be able to do that. But what I was speaking about is, like, I have friends and they've done everything for their kids. The baby Einstein, what is it? That the baby Mozart, they play Mozart for the child when it's in utero, it's in the womb, and then the baby's listening to music. And you know what the baby's doing now? Heroin. Okay? You can do everything you want for your child, and then it grows up to be dating a furry and shooting Charlie Kirk. So it doesn't necessarily guarantee anything. Take the acetaminophen or don't. Smash it, snort it, put it in your ass. I'm telling you, it's a lotto with these fucking kids out there. It's a goddamn lotto. Sure, there are things you can do to increase your chances. I know so many families. One kid, great. Next kid, stealing money, doing drugs, dating hookers, in jail. The other kid, nice guy, working hard, has a wife, couple of kids, likes golf. You don't know which way it's going to go. So maybe you look at this and you go, maybe I'll take a little less Tylenol when I'm pregnant with little Billy. Maybe give little Billy a shot. Maybe deal with your back pain another way. Get a couple of compresses, hot compresses, and give little Billy a shot. You don't want him running around the school like a nut. There was this guy named Charles. We went to school with this little guy, and he'd run in like a nut. This is true. We were in second grade. My second grade teacher, Mrs. Straylaw, had an accident because she was thrown off a horse, which is why I don't think people should do that lightly. Get on horses. That's a whole nother thing. But she was thrown off the horse and had a spinal. She had a spinal thing, and it deeply affected her. But my grandmother loved her, and my grandmother was close with all of these teachers, like a coven of witches, but they loved each other, and they were teachers, you know? And my grandmother was an old school teacher, you know? She did the work, you know what I mean? And she wasn't, having sex with the children like the new ones, okay? She wasn't showing up in a furry costume and filming child porn like the new teachers do. They're in the class filming child pornography. My grandmother was teaching the kids about science. We had a kid named Charles, and he was this little guy. And he was a little guy with black hair, jet black hair. Looked like some kind of animal, like a Tasmanian devil. And we were in second grade. And my teacher, again, was thrown off a horse. He would come and we had those little desks you would open. And he would come, and there was something inside of him, Charles. He had a troubled life. There's many people out there with trouble. And he would come in and he would throw everything. He'd open his desk and he'd throw it and he'd go, rah, rah, like a beast. And he would throw everything out of his desk. And he would scare people, and then some people would kind of cheer him on. Eventually we started to ignore him because it was so commonplace. He would literally come in and go, rah! And the teacher would go, Charles. And go to the principal's office, Charles. And he was like this little beast. And then he would see what he had done, like he had thrown everything, and he was just brooding and angry. And then the principal would come and say, Charles, they would use his last name, Mr. Da-da-da. And I saw once the gym teacher grabbed him because he was flipping out, and the gym teacher just kind of grabbed him and like bear hugged him to just, get him, try to calm him down. And Charles just was like, you could see his face, just rage. Something in him he couldn't control. He was angry. He was angry, is my point. So what I'm saying here is just hold it down on the Tylenol. Don't go nuts with it. You know what I mean? It's stop with the party with these over-the-counter drugs, because some of these kids are having real problems out there. They're having real issues. And Charles was an Italian, and we feel bad for him, and we want him to do well.